Hey, prepare to get sick.
Hey, Wayne Sikk.
Hey, prepare to get sick.
Check. Let's do it. Vegas. I'm in the building, and we probably should have been wearing ski mask maybe for this or something, or he should have, my guess. We got Mike Stiggs in the building. And for those of you out there in Vegas that don't know, maybe you should know. Maybe you ran into him in a dark alley somewhere. Maybe you ran into him on the strip through the casinos. We got a comedian in the house, strip club, concierge, and I'll let him talk about some of the other stuff that's involved. But Mike, thanks for coming on, my man. I appreciate you coming on and coming through. And everybody, party people, this is Mike Stiggs right here in the building.
How's everybody doing over there? This is Mike Stiggs. I'm a comedian. I'm a lot of things. And I got a show called Stiggs and Stella, a comedy burlesque show where I'll be doing comedy, mob stories, date stories, and a lot of things.
Let's get into dating, actually. Let's get into the mob stories, or maybe a little bit of the background first. I want everyone to know what we're dealing with right here.
Well, I'm an Italian guy from New York, and if you grew up in the Italian section, you're gonna know people, you're gonna know things, and sometimes you get around things. But the best is a lot of people will ask me, why do you do mob stories in the middle of your comedy show? And it also goes with the dating stories. So one day I got off stage. I met a girl off stage. She came up to me. She just starts talking to me. She's from Texas. And she's like, I'm going to be here another day. And, why don't you show me around Vegas? I was like, yeah, that's cool. She looks good. Meanwhile, I had a girl in the audience that I'm dating. And I was just like, all right, fuck it. I don't care. I got to make new fans. So I start talking to her, and I set up. I was like, all right, let's go. I said, I'll probably be up around 11 o'clock. I'll pick you up at 12:01, and we'll go around Vegas. And she's like, I want to go to the buffet. So we went to Caesar's buffet, and that shit's $100.
Oh, bro, but that's one of the best buffets out here. I got to give them props right there.
But the problem is I'm waiting that 20, 30 minutes. No, I waited online for an hour.
Oh.
As we're online, for the hour, I'm just talking to her and all that. And I asked her, I was like, what do you do? And she's like, I don't want to talk about any work or anything right now. This is my last day. I'm on vacation. I don't want to discuss any of that. And I was like, all right, that's cool. And then, I show her the buffet. Then she's popping mollies. And then she's like, let's go back to my place. She's staying at the Tropicana. And I was just like, they're going to blow that shit up in another year or two. They're going to build a baseball stadium. I was like, I like to go hang out in the Trop before they get rid of all that. And so we go back to her place. And we walk in the Trop, and then she's like, well, I'm going to go upstairs and take a shower. I'll text you when you could come up. And I was just like, why don't we go up and I got to take a shower also. I'm like, yo, Lake Mead is empty, and why waste water? Let's just do 2 people, 1 shower, So,
yeah.
And she's like, what's Lake Mead? Because I forget she's from Texas. She don't know what the fuck Lake Mead is, right? I said, it's a little lake over there where we get the water from, and it's drying up. And she's like, no, I got to go up there, and I got to do my thing and all that. And that's when I'm a street guy. So I was just like, something sounds wrong. So I'm sitting there in the Tropicana, and I was like, fuck it. The AMPM that's like right across the street from there?
Yeah.
So I go over there. I get a box of Ziploc bags, right? Because I'm like, I don't know this girl's
Ziploc bag.
Yeah, I'll get to that.
No condoms, but Ziploc?
Nah, I got the condoms already. I always have an overnight bag in my car, but I didn't have any Ziploc bags. So I go buy a bag of Ziploc bags, and this is why. Finally, after about 30 minutes, she texted me that I could come up, and I was like, all right. So when you go in a room, here's a little Vegas tip for you, because if you're meeting some girls, you don't know. There's always a trick roll that could be rolling on, and that's when you get in the room, you got to make sure who's in that room, she could be texting, all that. Like I said, I just met this girl the night before.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the night I met her was the day Honey's opened. So
nice.
So I'll get into that too. So anyway, we go upstairs, and I always do this trick. Anytime I go in there, I always tell the girl to start the shower. I always be like, I can't figure this fucking showers out over again. Can you start the shower? And she's like, yeah, all right, I'll start the shower for you. So as she's going in to start the shower, I take my wallet, I take my keys, and I take my phone, and I put it in the Ziploc bag, right? So then she comes out, and she's like, all right, I got the shower ready for you. As she's walking behind me, I take my Ziploc bag with my stuff, and I put it between my right leg and my left leg, and I walk into the shower, and I put it in the shower floor. On the floor in the shower.
Shit.
Yeah, because you don't want to get your wallet and your car keys and your cell phone stolen when you're in the shower.
Yeah.
So that's what could happen. So I don't know this girl. So I was like, fuck it. I put that shit in there. And I'm like, so I'm in the shower. I got my stuff there on the floor. If you want to rob me, my stuff is right fucking here. I'm going to see that. Usually they'll grab the stuff and run out the room. Or her friend will come in and grab the stuff and go.
Yeah. I've had stories of homies where they've gotten Rolexes jacked, or money jacked.
Yeah, they'll take the Rolex and they'll hide it in the pussy and then run out the room. The problem is the Rolexes are fucking, they're registered and all that. And
they be hiding it in the pussy even?
Yeah, well, that's most girls will stick it in the pussy, run out, and they'll be like, I don't got anything on me.
This is some PC shit, penitentiary chances. Huh?
Well, that's what they, if some of them don't have pockets in these dresses, they can't put the Rolex on their arm. They're like, that's my fucking watch. Give me my motherfucking watch back.
Hey,
you'll be like, I got nothing, so you don't know it's in the pussy. So that's the thing. You got to watch out for trick rolls. So I'm prepared for that. Because anytime I'm in a hotel room, I always text my agent who I'm with, what room number I am, and I got to text a code back in an hour and a half. I don't text a certain code. She immobilizes my car.
Oh, shit.
Right. So that's what you got to watch out for.
Damn. I've heard
I
stories.
date a lot of crazy girls, and there's a lot of crazy stories because I do protection for a lot of girls, too. So I know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
So like I said, if you come into Vegas and you meet a girl, some guys might pick up a working girl down on the casino floor. She's like, let's go to the room, hit the ATM, whatever the fuck. Next thing, you get up there and she wants another $800 or whatever the fuck that happens. And all of a sudden you're getting rolled for money and nothing happens. She just touches your balls and say, that's it, time's up.
Yeah, or like when you when the guys are out there passing out the cards and then out on the strip and then you call and they're like, oh, it'll just be $200 or $250, but that's just to get them through the door.
Yeah, that's just to see them.
To say hi, open the door.
And to get a hug and a kiss.
Yeah, and then now it's negotiations inside the room, man.
Right.
That shit is crazy.
Well, that's the thing. If you're going to call a guy, one of those agencies and they say it's going to be $1,000, you're like, I don't want to fucking do this. So they got to say it's $200. So you say, yeah. And then when you get the girl in the room, the trick is to get more money. So they're going to ask for $1,000 and then they'll negotiate down. Meanwhile, he doesn't want to spend $1,000. So maybe they meet in the middle. Next thing, she's getting $600 or $800 and she's in there for 15, 20 minutes. And then she's off to the next one.
That's so wild. That whole scene out here is pretty crazy in Vegas.
Yeah, I've worked on the backside of the scene. Like I said, I do protection for some girls, and and there's always there's also guys trying to rob them. So
man, you also hear fucked up stories about. I knew an entertainer that was with me at Library Las Vegas, and she ended up, I think, getting stabbed and killed at the Palms or something.
Oh, is that good from 2 years ago?
Yeah, the blonde girl.
Yeah.
Man, I can't RIP to her for sure. She was a cool chick. But yeah, man, you hear the crazy stories out there on some shit too.
That's the thing. The guys are getting robbed and the girls are getting robbed and
beat up, stabbed, or people are getting fucked up right and left.
Or you don't know which girl's got a pimp. Next thing, there's a guy in your room and he's asking for $1,000 and credit card and all that other stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on and you got to watch out for it.
Now, speaking of that,
you don't want that stuff happening because then they crack down everything and nobody's making money.
Yeah.
We're all in here to make money.
And that's what I wanted to ask you, since you got a background in all this as well. Because I always think about it when I'm out and about. So before I go out and make my rounds at the clubs or do whatever, I'll hit some of the different casino lounge bars or the casinos where they got the gaming going on and you're chilling with the bartenders. And obviously you got the escorts floating around, roaming around. And before, remember, it used to be quite a bit all over the place where now security's running these girls out right and left.
You got security running them out and you got vice roaming around.
Yeah. And to me, I liked it when the girls were in there circulating or doing their thing because it's bringing atmosphere to the bars, and it's, you know, you get to chop it up just a little bit with a couple hot chicks, whether you want to take them back or not, bust a move or not. But to me, at least, it's eye candy floating around the bar.
And
but nowadays, man,
the girls will bring you more girls. Once they see you with a hot girl, you get another girl. And that's just the way it is. It's like a magnet.
Yeah.
But if you ran a casino and you know these girls are in there, right? You don't want to run them out because you're trying to keep the guys in that casino.
Right?
And they're gambling and they're drinking and they're buying the girls drinking, and the girls are encouraging them to buy drinks and even gamble more before they go upstairs. So why run them out? Because if the guy is there for that, then he's going to go to the next casino.
Yeah.
So if you're running the casino, don't run all the girls out. Just run the ones that are fucking robbing everybody.
Yeah.
The good ones you keep around. The ones that are fucking doing stupid shit, rolling around with pimps, get rid of those. And then you don't want the customer to leave. This is even in the strip club, you don't want that guy leaving Honeys and going to Sapphire. So why would you want to kick people out of a casino? They're just going to go to another casino and try to get a girl over there. Yeah. So if I ran a casino, I just know, you could tell by all the videos what's going on. Keep the good ones around because you want those players in the casino.
Yeah. To me, I'm glad you said
marketing.
that.
These girls are actually marketing for the casino and themselves, but I guess the casino doesn't see it that
way. Well, I could kind of see both sides, but you know, and granted, it's the bad element of what does sometimes happen upstairs with the craziness. But like you said, keep those whack ones out and let's keep the money makers in, you know? Yeah, man, that's a fucking huge topic to go about because personally now, if I go cruising through some of these casinos, you might see one or two when before there'd be like 10, 20, you know what I mean? Maybe more.
Well, they're out there.
I mean,
certain places,
but then
they'll be sitting on the slot machine playing one nickel at a time. And
now
they'd be looking on their phone and looking at you, and playing one nickel. You know, they got $5 in the machine. They're not going to be playing $3 a hand.
Yeah. Of course.
But that's the thing. They're drinking and they're gambling and they're trying to make some money. But hey.
So how's the money on the back end for something like that for you when you're doing the protection for these girls?
Yeah, it all depends on what's going on.
Are they paying?
If I'm driving and then dropping off and picking up, and if I got to go upstairs and settle something. Like one guy wouldn't take a shower, so I get a text. This guy's not taking a shower. I'm like, where you at? She tells me the casino. I was like, all right, I'm on my way. Put me on speaker. I was like, listen. Turn the fucking shower on. When I get in there, I'll throw him in the shower. And once he heard that, he's like, he went and took a shower. So I didn't even have to do anything.
Yeah. Now, do you get some benefits with being in protection like that other than pay? Is there a little play as well?
There's all the way you negotiate. I'm not, I'm not doing things for nothing,
Yeah. I like that.
There's always going to be. That's the thing.
Shit, are you hiring, man? I might need some side work. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there was one time where I had to go up to North Las Vegas, and I'm with one girl, and she's at the Aria, and I'm like, I had to hand her off to my other guy. I'm like, yo, you take her to the Aria. I got to go up to North Las Vegas. And I lost $200 because I lost that girl. I had to go up to the other girl, and the other girl's getting in an argument with someone in her family. And she's yelling at me to leave. And I'm like, fuck it. I just fucking left. I said, I ain't going to stick around for this bullshit. I'm losing money right now.
Yeah.
But, and then even like the girls that are working in the clubs, if you're working at, if somebody's working at LVSC or Honeys, I'll bump into somebody and be like, hey, what strip club is good? And I'll be like, yeah, go to this one, ask for this girl. Go to that one, ask for that girl. Then... I'll send people over there because I also do promoting for LVSC.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm supposed to have like a class on promoting. That's the funniest thing. He's like, I got to give you a class on promoting. I said, I've been promoting, doing comedy my whole friggin' comedy career. I know how to. He's like, well, there's some things you can't say and some things you can say and all that. But I was at one club and they're arguing at the door. There's 5 guys and 1 girl. They didn't want to let the girl in, and they want to charge the girl. Like 5 guys are in free, And because the girl's there, they want to charge the girl. And I'm sitting there like, because I was going to promote at this place. I was like, I'm not going to promote this place. If I'm going to send 6 people over here where I'm getting $30 a person and they're getting a problem at the door because they want to charge the girl, I'm like, I'm not sending my people to this club to be hassled. And then they don't get in, I don't get paid. I was like, you got to fix the door. I work the door. You don't turn 6 people away. I walk in the club because after all that, I wanted to stand out there, see what was going on. I walk in the club. There's 8 guys in there.
Yeah.
You just turned away. That would have made 14 people in the club.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
Bro.
And I told the president, I was like, I can't promote for you because I saw how the door is ran. It's not ran correct. You don't turn people away if there's nobody in the club. That's just stupid.
Yeah,
I think you worked the door and you did all
I've done every position out there. So but
so that's the thing. Is there money at the door? Yeah, there's money at the door. When the club is packed, you want to get in. I'm not letting you in unless you're giving me $40. So that's how you do that. So you want the club packed, but this guy's turning away people at the door. I'm like, I understand if the friggin' place is packed, but you got 50 dancers and 8 customers. The girls ain't gonna be happy. Now you're gonna lose the girls.
These promoters out here are on a whole other fucking level.
Oh, it's a mess out here. I got to take a class on promoting.
Yeah, unreal. Yeah. Wow. This shit. They act like this is like some like outlandish, like radical shit that Vegas does something completely different than every other city or state or something when it comes to strip clubs, bro. The 15, 20 managers, the fucking, everything's just overboard. Like, it's like, dude, like.
You got 15, 20 managers. There's 100 girls sitting on their phones because you only have 5 people in the club. What are you doing? And you're sitting there. There's nothing to manage.
Yeah,
why do you have 15 managers? So
you got
13
a DJ.
Of you get out of the club and go get some people.
You got a DJ manager, bar manager, waitress manager, driving manager, fucking GM, assistant GM, fucking VIP host managers, like fucking the list goes on, bro.
Yeah, the funny thing was I was at Honey's and I was over there. I was talking to Novak when he was there, and one of the girls was talking to me, and she's like, what do you do here? I said, I just got hired here. She's like, what are you, a door guy? I was like, no. A bouncer? No. She's like, a manager? No. She's like, well, what are you? I said, I'm the house mom.
Right.
You'll find out what I'll do when I'm here.
Yeah.
But anyway, let me get back to the shower. Right?
Yeah,
I'm in the shower with
hey, man, peep game out there, party people. That Ziploc shit.
Yeah.
That's genius right there, and that's save your ass.
Well, that's the thing. Like I said, I do protection for the girls. I also do protection for the guys. There you go. You just got a free tip over there because, some guys will be like, hey, do you know anybody that's doing this? And you know anybody that's doing that? And then I said, yeah, go see this one.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I'm marketing over there. But so I get out of the shower, right? Here's the funniest shit. I was 320 pounds last year. I lost 35 pounds this year.
Oh, damn.
I took that, the shot,
Which one, the Ozempic or?
Yeah, actually, I have a good story about it. It's the Mounjaro one, but I'll get to that in a minute. So anyway, I get out of the shower. I get the towel, right? Fucking go to put the towel on to dry off. It doesn't wrap around me, right? You're a big guy like me, so I'm sure you might have had that problem.
Well, I get always fucked with the third leg. You know what I mean? It's the third leg for me. But
you can wrap that around you. That's fine. I don't have I have like a half a third. Actually, my girl Courtney just today, we pulled up. Then there was a little piece of shade. I was like, I'm going to park the car in the shade right there. She's like, that's a milli-inch of fucking shade right there.
Like, that's really good.
I'm like, a milli-inch?
Hey, that'll help
I'm
anything,
like, that's
right?
the funniest fucking word, a milli-inch. I'm like, I got 30 milli-inches in my pants. And she's like, that sounds like you got like a huge dick. I was like, well, but I'm going to use that milli-inch on stage. Here I am talking about milli-inches.
Yeah.
on the Wayne Sikk podcast show.
That's how we do it, baby.
Yeah, so I got 30 milli-inches. I mean, you maybe be able to wrap around you. I can't wrap around me because my waist is too long. But the towel doesn't fucking go all the way around this, right? And this is a hot chick that's in the room.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, what do I do? I'm like, shit, do I walk out with the towel covering my junk?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Do I put my dirty underwear on that we're walking up and down the strip? This was in May. And or do I just take the towel and throw it over my shoulder and walk out like a man?
Yeah,
What do you think
Go
I
out
did?
like a G, baby.
Right?
You know what I mean?
That's what you would do, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
because that's what you're supposed to do. That's another tip for you guys out here. So I walk out, I got the towel over my shoulder, and she's fucking just looking at my dick as I'm walking across the fucking room.
Balls swinging from wall to
She
wall.
ain't looking at nothing. She ain't looking in my eyes, right? Trying to seduce me. She's fucking just looking at my dick. I'm like, what? I took a cold shower. Right? So I sit on the fucking bed and she walks up. I open my legs. She gets between. She's like, what do you want to do? I said, you. Right?
Yeah.
So we get busy and then we're laying in bed and she's like, I know you do something more than just fucking comedy. I was like, yeah, I do. She's like, you sound like you're a mob guy. I said, I'm a problem solver. She goes, tell me a story. So I told her one of my stories. And we're laying in bed. This is pillow talk at the Tropicana, where the fucking mob ran, where the skim got fucking busted.
Yeah.
Right?
I stayed at a suite over there. I like the Trop.
I didn't even know they had suites. I mean,
yeah.
The suite is 2 beds. But so I tell her the story, and she's like, you should be doing this on stage. And that's how Mob Stories was created. So after she leaves,
shout out Texas, huh? The little girl from Texas.
Rio De Niro.
Oh, way.
And I don't have her phone number. When she calls, it's always the private number. Right? Because like I said, I was trying to figure out, I asked her 3 times what her job is.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't tell me. She's like, I'm telling you, I don't want to talk about my job.
What is she, a criminal lawyer?
And then she's like, my flight is at 2:35 a.m. We started hanging out at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, well, 12 noon, all the way to 2:35, right? So what is that? That's like 16, 17 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
So finally, as I drop her back off at the truck, so after we leave there, I went and did another show. So she came to that.
So you guys were at the honeymoon suite by then, huh?
That's coming up with me and her. That was my longest date ever.
Shit.
Without doing an overnight, So this is straight fucking just the whole date from beginning to end. Finally at 2:30, I drop her back off at the Tropicana. She's got to get her stuff and then go to the airport. And she's like, do you want to know what I am? And I'm like, so I'm thinking she's probably like a fucking lawyer. Or fucking Fed.
Yeah, something, right?
Right?
Some
it's going to be something bad. She's either like a fucking district attorney or some shit.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm sitting there, I'm like, good thing I got 3 lawyers. And she's like, all right, I'll tell you what I am. And I'm like, okay. She's like, you can't get mad. I'm like, fuck, she's a Fed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She says, I'm an escort. And I just fucking went like, if she charges $300 an hour times 17, I owe her like $6 billion right now.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna fucking pay. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
I'll get in my fucking car and drive. Well, good luck fucking finding me.
Hey, have a safe trip back to Texas, sweet.
Yeah.
kid.
So I was like, oh, all right. I said, well, I never dated an escort before. And she's like, you're all right with that? I was like, yeah. And I'm still waiting for her to say, like,
what the price is or what's coming price-wise.
And I'm like, well, you got to get your stuff. You got to get your bags. And I was going to ask her if I'll drive her to the fucking airport. At that point, I just wanted to fucking get the fuck out of there.
That's that old saying, find them, fuck them, and duck them.
Yeah, right? And I'm like, yeah, duck the money fucking. Because I'm waiting for her to say something like, throw out a number.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I fucking paid for the fucking Caesar's buffet. That's like $200. I paid for Ziploc bags. That was like $4.99. I'm like, I'm already like $300. I made $400 doing comedy. I'm like, I'm ahead right now, $200.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I want to go home with the $200.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, well, that's cool. I was like, all right, do you like fly in all the time, whatever, and just look me up? And I was like, I just give her a hug and a kiss. And I was like, all right, see you later. And she's like, but And I just pretend I didn't hear anything, got in the car, and I drove away.
Shut up.
And I was like, thank God I got the fuck out of there. I don't have to fucking do
200
anything.
ahead.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, right? And she fucking texts me the next day, a fucking laundry fucking list, right? And I'm waiting for the bill at the end. Right? I'm waiting for the invoice.
Fuck.
Right? And then it's just like, this is the best date I ever been on. We were laughing the whole time. And I'm glad you didn't mind that I'm an escort and all that. But I just wanted to have a regular date without telling you what the fuck I do. And I'm just, and I'm skimming because I can't fucking read.
You're waiting for a 1,500 at the end of it or some
I'm
shit.
like, yeah, by the way, you owe me, $15,000 for a 17-hour date. Well, there was no money there. And I was like, oh, cool. That's fucking awesome. Right?
Yeah.
I was like, all right, cool. And I was like, okay. And next thing I fly her in like 6 months later for AVN. And the deal was either I pay for the hotel room or I pay for the flight. The flight was like $300. I said, all right, I'll do the flight, right? I mean, if she's going to be here 3-4 days, rooms are what? Let's say
they'll bump it for AVN, yeah.
Well, everything, that's what I'm saying. Let's say 150 on a normal day. It's with AVN in town, plus it's January, there's football playoffs and shit going on.
Yeah.
It's probably like $300-400 a night. So I'm like, yeah, I'll pay for the flight, right? So I pay for the flight, smash, and then go to dinner. And then she's like, well, I'm going to work the rest of the time. And I was like, all right, cool. Still hasn't mentioned any money. I'm good, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, thank you for the flight and all that. And, I'm going to work the next 2 days. My friend's flying in. I was like, all right, cool. I said, call me if you need protection.
Shit.
Yeah, so she flies in every once in a while.
And it's just take care of the room? I mean,
no. Last year, she's like, can you pay for the room and the flight? And I was like, no.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck that. The rooms are like too much money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have another good room story.
Damn, bro. I mean, hey, that's a good one right there, to be honest. Yeah, you got ahead on that one for sure.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I still don't know her real name. I don't know her phone number. When she calls, it says private call. So I don't know if she's married or whatever the fuck.
Shit, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, or it's just like I was like, I'll send you the money for the plane ticket. The plane ticket was, like $300. I'll send you the money. And she's like, all right, can you send it to this? And I was just like, no. And I was like, I'll just give you the money when you get here.
Yeah, man. Sometimes they be having some weird ass ways to try to. I get some girls. I'll be hollering them at a Tinder or some shit, and next thing you know, they're wanting to hit me up on WhatsApp. Then they're trying to send me a link or something of if I can send them some money on some weird shit, and you're like, it's like and it's got
some girl, her fucking
random dude's
cash
name
app is shut down, and she's got to send you her cousins.
Yeah. All these weird ass fucking scenarios, and you're like, man, are you guys stupid? Like,
the business is nuts.
Yeah.
Well, some girls, if their cash app is too active, they get shut down. Yeah. So it's all crazy and it's nuts stuff going on.
That's a whole new world right there. I haven't had this.
Yeah, meanwhile, I don't do any of this electronic shit. I'm like, I just got a friggin', the bank would send me a debit card. I used to cut it up.
Yeah.
Right. And here's a good story. One time I bumped into a girl that I met through Cinnamon. I met through Cinnamon. We hang out. We go, we're drinking over at Resort World. And the fucking drink prices are like $30. So it was like me, Cinnamon, and her friend. So it was like $90 or some shit. So I do one round. I'm like, all right, I got a better place to go to. So we leave Resort World, and she's like, well, where are we going? I said, we're going to XO Liquor. I said, we could get a whole bottle for $20.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking at the Resort World.
Dude, these casino prices are getting nutty right now.
Yeah.
These bars, man.
Yeah, because I was at Bellagio. I was with one girl. She orders a drink, and the bartender's like, what are you drinking? I ain't drinking nothing. And the girl's like, you're not getting a drink? I was like, nah, I'm on medication. And she's like, oh, all right. She's like, well, you could get something. I was like, nah, don't worry about it. The guy comes in and gives the drink. He's like, all right, $43.
Yeah, that's what I mean, bro. And
So
then they wonder why.
I give him 50,
They wonder why Vegas.
and he's
is dead.
arguing me. I didn't tip him enough.
No way.
Yeah, because I give him $7.
Yeah. That's shit. I've seen guys order rounds and not even tip nothing, bro.
Exactly. I'm like, 7 is fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, and I turned around. I was like, and that's why I'm not getting the drink. I said, I ain't paying $86 for a fucking drink.
2 drinks, bro. Imagine
That's
that,
nuts.
bro.
Yeah.
And then they wonder why Vegas is what it is right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's stupid money and then there's ridiculousness. I mean, if the drink prices were $20, I'd get a drink.
Yeah.
I'm not paying $43 for a drink.
Yeah, man.
Half of it's fucking ice.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But that's the problem.
I like that though. You had the solution, XO liquor. Shit.
Meanwhile,
So then what happens there? You just popping bottles in the car.
They're like, what are you, broke? And then they get into my BMW that's paid for. I'm like, that's why it's fucking paid for. I'm not spending $43 on fucking drinks.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy how the girls think you're fucking broke. I said, no, I'm just fucking smart. I worked at bars and nightclubs and strip clubs. I know that bottle costs $4.
Bro.
You don't need to be charging $43 for drinks because you're at the fucking Bellagio or the MGM or Aria or Resort World. That's just insane.
Dude, it's wild out here right now. It's a wild, wild west when it comes to these drink prices.
Yeah, like
Food
I had 4 drinks with Courtney before I came here. She had 3, I had 1, and the bill was $19 because we were on Boulder Highway. At this place has a fucking a laundromat and a bar and a pool hall.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so
you can go there and get fucked up, do some
I needed to
laundry?
wash my towels. So Courtney's washing my towels, and we're playing pool. And then we got a couple drinks over there, and then they didn't dry enough, so I had to put another $5 in the dryer. I left Courtney there while I came to do the podcast.
I appreciate that, my man.
Like, I gotta go. Well, actually, I didn't even say I gotta go. She's like, it's 5:00. You gotta leave me. I was like, all right. I said, I'll see if I can get you on the show. I said, I already got Stella on the show when we do that, but you got to bring Courtney on. She'll talk about prostitution because she was forced into prostitution when she was 14. Her story's insane.
Shit.
You're going to definitely want her on the show.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah,
actually.
and how the hell she got away from this pimp. It was all because of the Craigslist. Remember the Craigslist ads?
Yeah.
Somebody saw her picture on Craigslist and called the police. The pimp got arrested. That's how she got away from this motherfucker.
Wow, bro.
So a lot of people like it's good, this Craigslist shit got shut down or Backpage got shut down. But actually, there's a good positive story.
Man.
Somebody saw her picture and called the police.
Damn.
Yeah, because she got forced in at 14 years old.
Yeah, see,
Wait
that
till you
kinda
hear
shit
her story. So she used
fucked
to
up.
work at all the brothels.
Oh, out here.
And I've been dating her for
Rump
over,
and all that.
Yeah, I've been dating her for over 3 years.
Oh, wow, man. Damn.
So the stories we have is insane.
Sheesh, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's protected now.
Oh, absolutely.
Amen.
No one's gonna fuck with her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I like
She gets
it.
free protection. Any girl I'm dating gets free protection.
Nice, bro. Nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a little bit of a roster or what?
Yeah,
And they're all cool with that?
I was
or
just
what?
everybody knows.
There's
everybody.
no interference or anything.
That's the
jealous
rule. My
and
rule. I
shit.
start dating. I say, you do your thing, I do my thing. You see what I'm posting on my social media, so you're gonna see.
Yeah, bro.
You're gonna see
a
girls and all
handful here.
that, and you're gonna be hanging out. I could be with one girl, and I got a show, and I post where I'm gonna be, and maybe 1 or 2 might show up, and then we're hanging out, having fun, and then everybody's cool with everybody. I don't hide nothing. Listen, I got a 9-girl fucking roster. These are the fucking girls. You're going to be hanging out with them. Everybody's got to be fucking cool. Anyone has a problem, I eliminate you. I add to the roster.
Yeah. See, Marcos, my homie Marcos out there. I be telling him about my roster, and he's low key hating on me. You a little hater, Marcos, but
I date.
me and Stiggs doing the rosters, homie.
Yeah, they got rosters.
Yeah.
The girls always had rosters. They're dating one. No, they got 3 guys that are giving them money. They got 1 guy taking them to dinner, and then there might be fucking you or maybe 1 other guy. The girls got they created the roster.
Oh, bro, I've said it before on this podcast that if I was a female right now, hands down, guaranteed, no homo, I'm out there sucking dick and taking it in the ass on a yacht in the Caribbean right now.
Yeah, like you could go
You
to
know what I
Dubai
mean?
and all that and stuff. And
Yeah.
like, here's the thing. I told you I was dating Cash, and you know her. And I was talking about like when that whole Epstein shit came down, and not Epstein. Who's that guy with the baby lotion, the body lotion?
Diddy, the little homie
And
did.
she's like, shit, I'd do half of that shit for fucking 100,000 just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you see, that's the thing. And you know, some girls will go to Dubai for $20,000.
Hey, now they're saying they're going to Dubai to get shitted on or something.
Yeah,
like
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, some weird shit. You go out there and
Yeah,
they're
because
paying 20 G's, 30 G's to get shitted on.
That's what they like to do over there. Those guys, they like to shit on you, and they're like,
what the fuck
I know
is,
one,
what's
I
the
was talking to-
satisfaction?
I was talking to one girl, and I was like, "You do that for $20,000?" And she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "I'll take a bath," and I was like, "You better be in that bed for like a month."
That shit, bro, I'll never forget.
Because they get $20,000-$30,000.
Yeah, speaking of shitting on people, back in the days when I used to knock people out, that was a thing of mine. I'd try to shit on their chest. You know what I mean? And so I'm at a spot in Fullerton called 2J's, this bar, and I knocked this fool out. I'm trying to take a shit on his chest, and his chick rolls up in a Honda Accord screaming, "That's my boyfriend. That's my boyfriend. What
Stop
are you
shitting on
doing?" So I get stage fright. I can't shit, dude. Half the time I never could shit, bro. No, it just is the illusion of a big fucker just trying to dump a load on somebody. But yeah, bro, that shit was that's why they called me Mr. 5150 out there in SoCal, Orange County, OC. Because I was just doing some outlandish wild shit when I'm knocking people out.
That's funny shit right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit happens,
The
I
problem
guess.
is the adrenaline will probably not let you do that.
Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking. Why I even started
one of the
that.
girls I dated, we got a room a couple weeks ago, and we went to eat, and we go back to the room, and I take a piss, and she's like, "Why the fuck every time I got a trap room set up, everybody's got to fucking pee before they fuck?" I'm like, I don't know. We were fucking eating and drinking. And
Hey, that's true though. Every time if I used to go to like massage parlors or wherever, hey, can I use the restroom? Can I use the restroom? Like, yeah, bro, I don't know. Maybe it's like you said, a little bit of some
meanwhile, I never thought of it.
or like,
yeah, I never thought of it. And now, this was like about 3-4 weeks ago, and like the other girls I'm with, I'm sitting there, and I'm peeing before, and I said, my other girl said that every time somebody comes in, when she's setting up trap and doing in call, the guys always got to pee before they do everything, and then all the girls are like, yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
So yeah, I guess it's true.
I guess the same thing happens when you go to jail too, because every time I had to go to jail, I had to take a piss. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing. So and one guy was just like, if you ever go to the jail, just kick a guy in the face, you get his private room.
Oh shit!
I'm like, all right, I'll think about that.
Right, man. So what? Can we get into a little bit of some enforcing action from back in the day?
Well, it sounds like you did some enforcing stuff.
My shit was just, yeah. I guess so. Just on some, just fucking around, being a jackass out there in Cali. You know,
you weren't doing
like,
this for money. Here's the thing. You know that what's that thing where you could shoot a car for $1,500 from a helicopter? You ever see that tour?
Oh no.
Yeah, somewhere, I don't know where the fuck. Somewhere in the desert. $1,500. You could shoot out a car or blow up a car from a helicopter. Right, so Courtney's like,
"Fuck."
Courtney's like, we gotta do that. I said, I'm not paying $1,500 to blow up a car. I used to get paid $1,500 to blow up a car. I said, well, next time I gotta blow up a car, we'll go blow it up together. I was like, I ain't fucking paying to do that. I get paid to do that.
Yeah.
That's the difference over there. It's just, I'm not paying to do something I could get paid for.
So where in New York are you from then, or where were you at out there in New York?
I'm from Larchmont, New York, which is 6 miles out of the Bronx.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so that's the thing. And in the 90s, the 80s and 90s, the number one person on the FBI watch list was mob guys. That was the whole thing.
Yeah.
So it was tough in that time in the 80s and 90s after RICO kicked in the late 70s. The number one enemy for the FBI was the mob. So you wanted to get around that stuff without being a connected guy and getting 30, 40 years. So I just did problem solving and in and out of like, sports betting and booking stuff and stuff like that. But I'll give you a story. Me and my friend Vinny in the 90s, all my friends were getting arrested for their stuff. And I told Vinny, I was like, we got to get the fuck out of here and go to college. We need to do some other shit. Or we're going to get we're going to get deep into this and then we're going to have major fucking problems. Let's go. We could go to school in Chicago. We could go to school in Arizona. So this is, I don't know, 94, 95, somewhere in the mid 90s. So like the internet was just new. They didn't have AI or anything, right?
Yeah,
they didn't have Wade and Sikk AI where you could ask it and it knows everything.
I still don't know how to do any AI shit, man. All my homies got that shit on lock. I got to learn that.
Yeah, I do it like for the flyers and stuff like that. So I told Vinny, I was like, all right, listen, fuck Chicago. It's too cold, right? I said, we go to Chicago, we're going to end up being with all the Italians. We're not going to be doing the same shit we're doing now.
Yeah.
Let's go to Arizona. There's no Italians out there, right? He's like, all right. So we decided to go to college in Arizona. And so we went there for auto mechanics, Universal Technical Institute.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so we became mechanics. We went there to be mechanics. Remember, there's a pizza place on the corner. And my mom flew out to set up, we had to make sure we got to, we're supposed to be 4 people in a room. And we were like, fuck that. It's just going to be me and Vinny. I don't want to fucking live with any fucking cowboys from fucking Nebraska or whatever the fuck. And because we were the only Italians in the school, so we got it was like a 2-bedroom apartment. So he got his room, I got my room, and the college is like, we're supposed to have 2 other people. Like, yeah, that's not happening. My mom's like, no, they're gonna have their own shit. We'll pay extra because it was off campus. So we got our own room. So that was set. Then let's go over to the pizza place, and this is where your family's connected. So. Go to the pizza place. My mom's like, I want to talk to the owner. And the little kid brings the dad up, and the guy's Arab. I'm looking at Vinny. I'm like, you could be Arab and own a pizza place? I'm like, I thought that was like against the law.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fucking laws are.
That's like one of us owning a 7-Eleven.
From New York. There's
I mean?
no, you got to be Indian to own a 7-Eleven. But I'm like, how the fuck does an Arab guy own a pizza place?
Unreal, bro.
Right, so I thought that was fucking weird as fuck. Because, being from New York, all Italian places are owned by Italian. Pizza places are owned by Italian. Your Chinese foods are owned by Chinese. You had your own shit. You did your own shit.
Yeah.
So my mom's like, you're the owner? And then he's like, yes. He's all the talk and all that. She's like, this is Vinny and this is my son. If there's any problems, they're going to come here. You guys take care of it. And the guy's like, what are you talking about if there's any problems? She's like, if there's any problems that these kids have while they're in college, you have to take care of it. And the guy's like, yeah, okay. He don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
So after I set up the dorm and all that, my mom flies back to New York. My dad had a motorcycle accident, so he couldn't fly out there. And my mom sends my brother with 2 guys out there and land picked them up and like, take us to the pizza place. We got to go talk to those guys. So go to the pizza place, and my brother and the 2 guys are like, all right, listen, anything happens to these guys, you guys are done. He's like, what, we're out of business? He's like, no, he's just like, just make sure nothing happens to them. So that's how it works. That's how you set up protection real quick like that.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, this is after the first World Trade Center bomb. Like, these are probably the guys that did it. Meanwhile, so after like a month of hanging out in the pizza place, meanwhile, they can't even make a round pizza. I wish social media was invented then, because the fucking pizza. How do you not make a round pizza? It wasn't even square.
I was gonna say,
yeah, it was like it was like a retarded octagon. It was all weird as fuck.
Oh shit!
And so then after like a month or 2 of hanging out with them, they're like, "Do you guys need any jobs?" And Vinny's like, "Yeah, I'll help you out." Next, he starts working with them. They're selling like fucking illegal fucking movies and all this stuff. They end up being like the Arab mob.
Oh,
I'm like, I didn't even know there was an Arab mob.
Yeah. They're actually,
I'm learning more shit outside than I am in college.
Yeah.
So anyway, we go after we graduate, we go back to New York. Vinny gets a job over at Yonkers Dodge or Chrysler or something. I'm in Yonkers over in School Street. If you're familiar with DMX, he's from School Street. Yeah. Shout out to DMX, rest in peace. But so I'm working at an independent auto shop in Yonkers. And I don't fucking like this fucking job. I'm like, fuck, I'll go get another job. I got a job in White Plains, New York, at a Chrysler dealership. So I figured out the dealership will be better. So after about 6-7 months, I was like, I don't fucking like this shit. And I'm like, I'll go back to sports betting. And I bump into Vinny's sister. I'm like, hey, what's going on with Vinny? I haven't seen him in like a month or two. And he's like, oh, Vinny's working for the garbage company. I said, the garbage company? She's like, yeah, he just started with them about a month ago. I said, is he driving the truck? No. Is he fixing the truck? No. Is he on the back of the truck? No. He's got an office job. It's an office job. Oh, he's back in the mob. we run the construction. We run the garbage and all that. And I was just like, you know what? Fuck being a mechanic. I don't like getting my hands dirty. You know, they tell you got to do this job in like 2 hours and they pay you this much money. And it takes me like all day. I'm like, I'm not good at this. You know? I'm like, I spent all day on this fucking job.
You went to school for that shit though, man.
I don't give a fuck. I went to school. I went to school. I was street racing the whole fucking time.
Oh, fuck.
I was like, hey, we could go street racing out here. Because I shipped out my car. I had a Monte Carlo. And, you know, because it doesn't fucking rain or snow in Phoenix.
Yeah.
I'm like, fucking race all year round.
Yeah, man.
So I'm like, yeah, I don't like being a mechanic because I take my time doing everything. Like this story's taking a long time, right? So I was like, fuck this. I go to lunch. I go over to one of the pizza places over there. And I told the guy, they're running a sports operation out of this place. And I'm like, you know what? I don't fucking like what I'm doing. I got to figure something out. And they're like, all right. I said, give me 2 slices of chicken parm pizza. You ever have chicken parm pizza? They don't have it out here.
No.
Oh, it's fucking delicious. So I get my chicken parm pizza. I'm waiting for it, right? So I sit in the corner booth. Guy comes in talking to the owner. He's like, see that guy in the corner booth? Go tell him the situation. Guy sits down. He goes, I paid for your pizza, and he told me to talk to you. Let me run this by you. I was like, all right. What's your name? Mark. I was like, all right. What's your name? I said, I'm Stiggs. He goes, I own a business down the street, and I'm losing a lot of business. I said, how are you losing the business? I said, well, a lot of my customers are older people, and there's a bunch of drug dealers outside the business, and they're running the payphone. And a lot of the customers, I'm losing customers because now that they're afraid. They used to just be there at night. The store used to close at 7:00, and then they'd show up at 7:00, 8:00 through the night. And now they're starting to come out earlier in the daytime, and now the customers are afraid because you have 4 or 5 guys surrounding the payphone, and they're running their whole drug business out of this payphone.
Yeah.
I said, really? I said, all right, let me go down the street with you and we'll take a look at the payphone. And we walk down the street and see the 3-4 guys hanging around this payphone. And this is the afternoon. I said, I thought you said they're out there at night. He goes, yeah, but now it's all fucking day. And now the customers are just, they don't want to come here anymore because of this. I was like, all right, so let's go inside the store. So I go inside the store. I was like, you got a basement? And he's like, yeah, I only use half of it. So perfect. Let me take a look at the basement. Look in the basement, and it's half is being used, the other half is. I said, what are you gonna do with the other half? He's like, nothing. I don't need it right now. I said, all right. If I take care of that situation outside, I need the basement. The half that you're not using. He's like, well, what are you gonna do with that? I said, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I said, the main thing is let me get rid of this problem outside. So I talked to my friend Anthony and another friend of mine. I was like, all right, listen, we got to have a crash car across the street. I said, I got to get rid of these guys on the payphone. So we drive around the block 3 times to see how many people there is. The most I saw was 6. I was like, all right, so we're going to hit on Thursday night. we're going to get rid of these guys. And I'm going to be running an operation out of the basement because that's not my basement. And he's like, oh, that's a good idea. I said, I don't want to be a car mechanic anymore, so I figure I'll just be an idiot. So I'm like, all right, here's the plan. We got the crash car across the street, and we're going to ride up in his Chevy Blazer. You run up on the sidewalk, slam on the brakes. I'm going to get out with a sledgehammer. You get out with the shotgun. I'm going to take out the phone booth. I said, if we get rid of the phone booth, we get rid of the drug dealers.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
I said they'll get scared once we slam on the brakes and I blast the fucking thing with the sledgehammer. They'll probably run out, or they'll pull the guns. You just eliminate them with the shotgun. So we ride up the sidewalk. Sidewalk's wide enough to put a car and a half. It was like a huge sidewalk. Roll up the sidewalk, slam on the brakes. I jump out with the sledgehammer. All they hear is, holy fuck, the cops. And I was like, fuck, the cops are here? And I take the sledgehammer, I blast the phone. They thought we were the cops.
Yeah.
He's out there with the fucking shotgun. Meanwhile, we got the crash car across the street. Now, the reason why you set up a crash car is in case something happens where a car shows up and they pull guns. This car smashes into that car and eliminates that car. Or if the police shows up and smash into the police car. That's what crash cars are for.
Shit.
So we got the crash car across the street and blast out the phone booth. I break the phone, and then the next day I have a new job. That's when she's just like, you got to say this stuff on stage. I said, well, I can't say a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm in the basement. And I'm like, all right, if there's any problems, I was like, these guys are probably going to come back and figure out what the fuck's going on. I said, just flash the light and I'll come upstairs. I'm in the basement, not even an hour. The light flashes. I was like, fuck, I figured these guys would be sleeping. It's fucking 9 a.m, right?
Yeah.
I go upstairs, fucking 2 detectives. And
oh, shit.
They're like, he's like, these guys are asking about the phone booth outside. I said, there's a phone booth? I just started today. I didn't see any phone booths. They're like, you didn't see the phone booth outside? It's right in front of the store. I was like, I don't know. I was looking for the suite number and I make sure I had the right address. And like detectives are like, well, you had 10 complaints about drug dealers using the payphone. I'm like, oh, you goddamn gotta be kidding me. I was like, this is ridiculous. He didn't fucking tell me this.
Yeah.
Right? So I was just like, oh, shit, here we go. And he's like, the detectives are like, well, I don't know what happened to the phone booth. Nobody knows what happened to the phone booth. And he's like, whatever you did a good job. They're gone. And I was just like, holy shit.
Right.
Yeah, so then I'm like, all right, I'm sitting in the basement. I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do in the basement? The store closes at 7. I'm like, I only could run an operation out of this thing for a couple hours a day.
Oh,
so I decided to come up with a sports contest. Like Stations Casino has picked the winners.
Yeah.
I came up with a sports contest like that. This is before I moved to Vegas. So I didn't even know they had that contest out here yet. So I was just doing pick the winners. $20. You pick the winners. Whoever wins gets the pot. Right? So the first week, I think I had like 20 people. Everyone kicking $20. And they're like, well, what's the tiebreaker? I'm like, the Monday Night Football game, you got to guess the total. And then if somebody ties on that, whoever gets their ticket in first gets the tiebreaker. So if me and you were tie on picking all the games, and then like you say it was 48, and I said it's 48, and it was 48, then the tiebreaker is like, well, Wayne, you put yours in at 2:30 a.m. on a Thursday, and I put mine in on Friday at 4 o'clock. You win because you got your ticket in first.
Shit.
Which means it's less research that you did. So that's why it graduates to the person that gets it in first. So my first week, I had 20 people, and then I had like 30 people the following week. After about 5-6 weeks, nobody's fucking winning. And it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I was like, holy shit, I didn't think this would be that fucking hard. So I figured if the pot was like 500, I'll just say it was 250. Like, you don't know how many people. And I don't fucking say how many people. So I figured I'll just pocket half the money, and then I'll reward the other half. But after like 3-4 weeks, there's no fucking winners. I was like, I called on one of my guys. I was like, yo, Sparkles, I'm going to say that you won week 6. I'm going to hand you $1,000. Put it out there that you won the contest. You won $1,000. That's when it blew up. Because now everybody wants to get involved in this. Fucking pizza place up the street calling me. I got a fucking meeting with them. And they're like, you doing sports betting? This is our fucking sports betting. We got the fucking neighborhood. I'm like, I'm not doing sports betting. I said, I'm doing a fucking sports contest. A big fucking difference. I was like, you just got to pick the winners. No big deal. It's not sports betting. It's a contest.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're like, that's the fucking dumbest contest I've ever fucking heard. I'm like, well, I didn't want to do sports betting. I know you guys got that fucking rack. I'm like, I'm not going to step on your fucking toes. I said, but I'm going to do the sports contest. They're like, well, what are you going to do after football season? I was like, I don't fucking know. I was like, I didn't think of this. I was like, maybe I'll do it for baseball or something. I don't fucking hockey. Yeah, I'm like, I think I'm done after football season. I was like, what other contest can arm wrestle contest? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I said, I didn't think it through. I was like, I said, I'm only making a couple hundred a week. So
yeah.
I said, I might not even make it the whole season. I'm not going to fucking tell them what I'm fucking pulling in.
Yeah.
But the word was getting around after about week 10, and everybody was just like talking about this contest. And then everybody, the fucking pizza place was sending me people. So they're like, yeah, you put your picks in here with their parlay sheets, and they, hey, go see Stiggs down the street getting this fucking contest. Yeah, so that's how I got out of being a mechanic.
Hey. Yeah, I like that. I like that. All right.
Yep.
And then Moms was cool with you starting contests instead of
I didn't tell them what
instead of doing the working on cars.
Yeah, it was just like,
right.
I'm fucking doing this.
I know my parents hated me my dad was a fireman.
Well, I was street racing, so I was working on my own car and all that. And and it was big. There's big money in New York City. It's a fucking felony in New York City. It's
all the street racing.
Yeah, so I was my cars got too fast.
So you were fast. I had to go out
before. Well, actually, if you ever look in the Fast and Furious, that actually was based on Hunts Point street racing, or they just changed names and then they put it in California because that's where the studios are. But that's basically. But there's the thing. There's no models at street races.
Yeah.
You know, at Hunts Point in the South Bronx, it's fucking 12 degrees. I'm wearing 2 pairs of pants. And here's the thing, like I said, street racing is crazy out there. I would go to a nightclub, we get the wristband, right? We got the wristband if you before like 10 o'clock, you're free. You get the wristband.
Yeah.
So we get our fucking wristbands, and then we go down to the fucking street races. We have to alibis. What are you talking about? We were at the nightclub. I don't know if that fucking works or not, but it doesn't matter because if shit gets cracked down and then we just go back to the nightclub and then there's a line out the fucking door, we already got our fucking wristbands and we're like, we got a wristband. And it was funny as shit because we used to drive around and see what color the wristbands were. This is before they did stamps and all that. So it would be like a red wristband, a green wristband, or a yellow or a pink. Remember those back in the late 90s? So we'd drive around, see what color the wristbands is, and then pull in the parking lot and grab the fucking wristbands. And we in the parking lot, we're selling the wristbands.
Oh, shit.
And then we walk in, it's like all 5 of us or 6 of us, whatever the fuck, because we sold a couple wristbands.
Yeah.
And we go right in. And that's when they started coming up with the fluorescent stamp. Because of me,
stamping
I fucked it all up.
Thanks a lot, Stiggs.
Yeah, so then
even out here, you got to get the shit here.
Yeah. It says LVSC or honeys on your wrist, whatever the fuck.
Right.
Yeah, so now they got it used to be wristbands. It was so fucking easy. We just drive around with all different color wrist because you go to
that's
Party
a good
City.
little side hustle.
Yeah, you go to Party City and you buy the wristband. Well, that's the thing. I do private parties and stuff, so I got wristbands and all this stuff. And so that's how we learn. You know, you just sit there and be like, all right, this is how we're going to beat this system. You just sit there and think everybody's just trying to get in there, get drunk, and try to hook up with a girl, and we're trying to like, how do we make money right here?
Yeah, man. No, for sure, right there.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Well, that's the thing. New York City. You ever heard? You need to know how to make money if you're in New York City. You need to know how to make money. Everybody has a guy that does something. And you need somebody knocked out. They're like, yo, call my boy Wayne. He'll do that and he'll take a shit on his chest. So call Wayne if you need somebody knocked out, right?
Let him know, baby.
So everybody has their specialty. So the people had problems. They're like, call Stiggs. He'll figure something out.
Yeah.
He'll go talk to this guy or talk to that guy, whatever you do. Have a sit down. So this is what's going to happen. And this is how it's going to go down.
I need to start hanging out and partying with you, man. Shit.
Yeah, it's expensive.
I bet. I
mean, that's the thing. I haven't been in Honey's in a while. I got a good story at Honey's. I went out.
Yeah, come and check us out, man.
Well, I got to see if she's still mad at me. I went out with one of the girls there about 2-3 months ago, and she's like, "All right, I'm like, let's go to dinner." She's like, "Is it all right if I bring a friend of mine?" I'm like, usually when they bring a fucking friend, they're like, "All right, they don't fucking like you." So I'm like, "Fuck it, I ain't doing anything." I was like, "Yeah, bring your friend, come." I'm like, I'll probably know her. And she's another dancer over there, right? So I was like, all right, cool. So I'll just hang out with a couple girls, and then later on I'll go get with one of mine.
Yeah.
So we go to the Bootlegger, and so her friend brings another friend. So now there's 3 girls, right? So we're sitting down.
Sticks with 3 others.
And I'm talking, some stories. So that's the thing. I was like, all right, I got 3 girls at the table. Let me throw out some fucking new material. I was like, fuck it. I'll use these 3 girls. They're going to use me for a fucking free meal. I want to use them and throw out some fucking stories.
Hey, I like that.
So I'm going to like, fuck
for
it.
a trade.
Let me throw out this. Everybody's having a good time. And the way they're ordering the fucking appetizers, I was like, all right, they're trying to play me. But I was like, all right, fuck it. No big deal. I'm like, I ain't going to say anything. I'm like, I'm in and out of these clubs all the time. Man. I know a lot of their friends. And I'm like, I'm shocked they didn't fucking research and know who the fuck I am. So, the whole bill comes out to $340 with the tip, right? So I was like, "Fuck it, all right, no big deal. I'll make that on a fucking parlay on hockey." And so I was like, "Fuck it." I get in my car, she gets in, and the 2 friends get in the car, and we're sitting there. I'm like, "All right, what's going on?" She's like, "We're gonna go back to my place, and then they're gonna follow us over there." I was like, okay, then why is everybody in my car? And then that's when she's like, well, it's 11 o'clock and we didn't go to work, so you got to pay us for the night. And I'm like, yeah, that's not fucking happening. She's like, no, for real, you got to. As soon as I said that's not happening, the 2 other girls, they got out of the car. I was like, yeah, that's not fucking happening. I was like, you should have said this before that you wanted to get paid for it. And I would have told you right off the bat. I don't fucking pay for dinners. I'm dating 12 fucking girls.
Yeah.
I could take any of them.
You got a roster, baby.
Yeah. I said, I don't need to be fucking paying for fucking dinners. I paid for the dinners for all of us. I said, that's all I'm fucking paying for. $340. And they're like, well, we didn't go to work. And I was like, it's 11 o'clock.
Go pay
all
that late house fee,
guys. Yep. I said, all 3 of you guys could go to fucking Honey's or LVSC or wherever you're going to fucking dance tonight. The clubs don't close till fucking 6 a.m. So it's fucking early for you to go over there and make some fucking money. I said, I ain't fucking giving you any money. And then she's like, well, can you at least drive me home? I was like, no. You could get out of the fucking car.
Yeah, at this point.
Your friend's here with her car. You guys go fucking get together. I said, I got a girl at fucking Mandalay Bay on the 17th floor. I'll go see her.
Nice.
So she got out of the car and she fucking gets in her friend's car. I drive away. I get fucking blocked on the phone, unfriended on Facebook, and deleted off Instagram. I was like, all right, this fucking girl don't like me. No big deal. So I walk in LVSC with a girl I'm with about a week later. And one of my girls is dancing there. So I went in there to make sure everything was going on. And I introduced both my girlfriends to each other. And I see 4 guys walk in. And I told my girl, I was like, go get those 4 guys. No girls are talking to them. And she gets up. She runs over to them. And my girl's like, holy shit, that's what you do. I said, listen, you're here to make money. I'm in here. I'm making sure you're going to make money. That's what I fucking do. And she's like, well, I'm going to go upstairs and say hi to the house mom. I was like, well, tell the house mom that Stiggs is here. She goes upstairs for like a half hour. Next thing, one of the girls comes running at me, and it's one of the 3 girls. And she's like, I need to fucking talk to you. And then my other girl is now standing behind her. And I'm like, I'm like, all right. She's like, fucking Cash fucking hit me up with all this because I told Cash what happened. Right? Because, Cash knows all these girls. And Cash is my consigliere. I tell her what the fuck's going on with all these fucking girls. And she sent a whole bunch of messages and all this stuff. And so I'm like, listen. I said, well, are we good? I said, we went to dinner. I said, I ain't fucking paying any money. She said, oh, no, I'm fine. I was like, well, you fucking blocked me too. So fucking follow me back. So she follows me back. I said, everything cool? I said, because I got my other girls here. And she's like, well, I was upstairs. I'm talking to my girl. And she's like, yeah, I bumped into her upstairs. And she's like, who you with? She's like, I'm here with this comedian I'm dating. She's like, you dating Mike Stiggs? And she's like, yeah. She's like, I gotta fucking talk to him. So she runs down the stairs and comes over to me. I was like, remember I told you I went to dinner with a couple girls from Honey's? And she's like, yeah. I was like, well, that's one of the two friends. And then I see the other girl. So I was like, okay, so both of the friends are here, but not the girl that I initially went out with.
Yeah. I
said, but everybody's cool over there. But so I got to go to Honey's and see if she's still fucking mad at me. And because hey, I don't fucking pay for dinners.
Yeah.
You ever get in that situation where they'll be like, all right, we'll go out on Monday. And can you give me $200? No, I'm not fucking paying for dinner.
Yeah, man, it's
it's crazy. I was like, I respect the hustle, but I'm not paying for dinners.
Yeah, man, it's shit's getting a little wild these days, man. That's for sure.
Yeah, usually girls that are asking that kind of money means they have like a fucking pimp or some shit is what I'm coming up with.
Bro, and I still to this day, well, now they don't even call them pimps anymore, right?
Yeah, they're calling 16s and folks.
Or no, they're
managers.
Yeah, like or accountants. They're accountants now or some shit.
Yeah, or they have a guy like me that keeps the pimps away.
So
from
being in Vegas, though, what is your favorite strip club to go to out here?
See, now, here's the thing. What Honey's, like, I got to tell you the story about the opening. I was at the grand opening. Were you DJing that night?
No, I got into
music
Honey's.
was too fucking loud. They put me right under the speaker. I'm wearing earplugs.
Yeah, I got there like a year later after Honey's.
Yeah, so it opened on May 12th is when the official opening day. So one of my girls is dancing there. But meanwhile, they had soft openings. We were hanging out there like 2-3 weeks before it opened, the official opening. So I got Novak gives me a fucking table and I get a bottle and so we're hanging out. I'm with the girl I'm dating that works there and I know all the waitresses and I know a lot of the girls and I got a couple friends of mine hanging out there. And one of the waitresses at 2 a.m, she's like, I'm getting off shift. I was like, when you get off shift, come hang out at my booth. So she comes over at like 2:15 and she grabs the bottle, takes a drink. The girl I'm dating, that's a worker there. She's like, get the fuck out of here. Don't touch that fucking bottle. And she walks off all mad. I stop her. I was like, what the fuck's going on? I said, well, your girl kicked me out of the booth. I was like, come hang out here. This is my booth. I turned to my girl. I was like, yo, this ain't your booth. This is my booth. That's my fucking bottle. These are my fucking people. I said, you got 2 guys over here all fucking night. I don't know if they're your regulars, your customers, whatever the fuck you're doing with these guys. I said, I didn't fucking kick them out. And here's the one thing. They haven't thrown a fucking dollar at you.
Yeah.
I said, so why the fuck are they here? I said, don't ever fucking kick any of my fucking girls out of my fucking booth. You can get your own fucking booth. You should be fucking working. This place is fucking packed. There's like 300 people. This is grand fucking opening. Get on the fucking stage. Go talk to some fucking guys. Get in the fucking VIP room. Don't ever fucking kick one of my fucking girls out of here. You fucking kidding me? And she's all fucking mad.
Okay.
Girl walking by, I fucking stop her. I was like, how you doing? She's like, good. I said, come hang out at my booth. She's like, I'm with this girl over here. I said, she can hang out too. She's like, what's your name? I said, she said, Ice. I said, okay. I said, so what do you do? She's like, I'm a dancer. I was like, all right, cool. Her friend knew a friend of mine of one of the girls I was there, one of my photographers. And so we're all hanging out and all that. And then I bumped into the photographer like 2 weeks later. I said, hey, what's up with that girl, Ice? And she's like, oh, she was just asking about you. I said, oh, good. I said, give her my number or give me her number, whatever the fuck. So We contact each other. We start dating. Here's the funniest shit. Third date. Ready?
Yeah.
I have her over at Bob Taylor's Steakhouse, all the way up on the northwest side. You ever been there?
No.
It's a place where mob had meetings back in like the 50s and 60s. It's a real cool steak place. And
shit.
so we'll sit down at the dinner. That's the thing. I take the girls to all nice places, you know. So
Yeah.
food shows up and she's like, I need to tell you something. I was like, okay. She's like, seriously, what I'm going to tell you is going to probably change our relationship. And I was like, okay, what do you got? She's like, seriously, what I'm going to tell you right now. I was like, all right, what are you going to say? And I said, see, she's like hesitant to say. I'm like, all right. I go, you're pregnant. She goes, no. I said, okay, that's good. Right? She's like, I'm serious. She puts a fork and knife down, takes a deep breath, puts her hands on her fucking lap. And I was like, oh shit. What's going to be worse than I'm fucking pregnant?
Yeah.
Right? What do you think would be? What would be worse?
She got a dick?
That would be terrible, right? So that's got to be that. I should have said that the second time.
Yeah.
So she's like, right? So she's hesitant again. I'm like, you're fucking pregnant. She's like, no, I'm not fucking pregnant. See, I should have said, you got a dick.
Yeah.
That would have been funny, right?
Right.
So she's like, I'm not fucking pregnant. I was like, all right, then what the fuck is it? It can't be this fucking bad then. Then she's like, I'm an escort. I said, really? She goes, yeah. You told me you were a rapper and a dancer. She's like, well, did you see me fucking dancing? I'm like, no, you just moved here from Oakland.
Yeah.
I met you at Honey's. You were hanging out. I was like, oh, maybe you were looking for a fucking audition or some shit. She's like, I'm not a fucking dancer. I was like, all right. She goes, so what do you think? I said, you want to go get ice cream? She's like, are you fucking serious? That's what you're going to say?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you don't want to get ice cream? You don't like ice cream? Are you like allergic to ice cream or something? She's like, yeah, I want to get ice cream. She's like, you don't want to go get a room? I was like, no, I want to go get ice cream. I already had another date set up.
Yeah.
So this date was at 8. I had another date at 11.
Yeah.
So I was just like, nah.
Roster, baby. He's got a roster.
So that's why I'm like, fuck it. I can't fucking do anything tonight. I was just going to do dinner and fucking drop her off and go get the other date.
Yeah.
And then she's just like, this doesn't bother you? I was just like, do you know how much material I'm going to get out of this?
Yeah.
That's when I started building a roster of crazy girls. I was like, I'm on a fucking date as a hobby for material. So like that $340 dinner, I'm going to get paid on stage to tell that story.
Yeah, man. No, that's brilliant right there.
So that's, if you date a regular girl that works at a bank, right? Do you ever date a girl that worked at a bank?
Man, the closest to a regular girl I've ever dated was she was a makeup artist for Nordstrom's back in the days in West Covina.
And usually those girls are good looking.
Yeah, she's super hot, but
yeah,
she found out I was a strip club. She thought I was a professional wrestler.
You look like a professional.
And I told her, I kept telling her, no, I DJ. I'm a strip club DJ. I DJ. We dated for 3 weeks. I think she saw my hat that was like one of the strip clubs I worked at hat and Googled it. And then that chick just ghosted me. So
really?
That was the only
So that's the thing. You don't say you're a DJ. You strictly say I'm a strip club DJ.
Not well. At that time I did say it just like that. You know what I mean?
Because it's DJ.
Yeah. I mean, I could have.
Because I'd be like, yeah, I'm a DJ, and they go, well, where you a DJ at? And you'd be like, Honey's. What is that? A nightclub? It's a strip club, but hey, pays the bills. But you say I'm a strip. You should copyright strip club DJ.
Yeah, man. Before I used to always, when I'd come out here to party, I always would fuck around and tell girls I was a cook at Denny's or some shit.
Yeah, see, that's
you know
funny.
What I mean?
Right
some stupid shit. Because
you should wear an apron.
Yeah, they just
or a
be
chef
like,
hat.
Shut the fuck up.
You're like the Swedish chef.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
The popping corn is popping. Yeah.
But yeah, bro, it's like fucking. Yeah, I get labeled a lot of different weird shit, but they don't. And then I just tell them like, nah, man, I'm just in the strip clubs, and then, it goes a different direction.
Yeah, because That's the thing. It's you dated the regular girl, but she left you because you're a strip club DJ.
Yeah, we only went out for 3 weeks probably.
So the rest of you girls are dating
all
have pretty
been
much been
like-
sex workers, which is strippers and everything else.
Yeah. Bartenders, waitresses, strippers, sex workers, all
So that's the thing. She had no stories, right? This girl that worked at Nordstrom's.
Yeah, probably. She was probably
So I dated a girl at a bank.
boring.
Right? And all she would complain about is the coworkers. And like, all the stories you have are just annoying. I don't give a fuck about your coworkers. And I'd be like, did you get robbed today? And she's like, no. I was like, well, tell me when you get robbed. I'm like, I don't want to hear about fucking Brenda and the M&Ms.
Yeah.
It's fucking bored as fuck.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
That's why you date crazy girls and you get stories.
And memories.
Stories get me paid.
Yeah.
I'm on this podcast. Am I talking about regular girls? No. Who gives a fuck about regular girls?
Yeah, man.
Square girls is boring. That's just the way it is. That's why I said I date a bunch of crazy girls, and the crazy girls are the ones that let you have the roster.
Rosters, baby. You hear that,
And
Marco?
here's the thing. So this girl was like, all right, you're fine with me being a worker. I was like, yeah, that's all right. No big deal. And she's like, well, you can't be dating if we're going to continue dating, you can't be dating other girls. I said, the fuck I can't. I said, you're out fucking for money. I'm going to be fucking doing shit too.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, we're in a relationship. I was like, yeah, and you're doing your thing and I'm going to do my thing. She's like, no, we're in a relationship. You can't have other girlfriends. I said, well, fuck, then we're done. And you wouldn't believe an escort would get jealous of all the other girls. Meanwhile, I go in the Honeys with her and I go in the LVSC and other clubs with her and go visit my other girls that I'm dating and all that. And she'd be all mad. She hates her. I'll get like 100 ones and I'll give her a couple ones to throw on stage and she'll pocket it. Right?
Like, fuck this guy.
She'll make $7 off me.
Yeah.
And she's like, why'd you have to throw $23 at that bitch? Let's get out of here. Spend that money on me. And she's like, you got 7 girlfriends. You should get rid of all 6. All right. And I figure, okay, get rid of all 6. And what? And she's like, and then you could give me the money. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, right. The self-entitlement these days, man.
And then so you go on stage and you talk about me on stage, you got to give me $10, she said. She said this last week. I said, I'm going to change your name to Matilda. Now what?
Yeah.
She's
Right.
like, Matilda? I said, yeah, it's a funny fucking name. So I'm dating the girl Matilda, and she told me she's a stripper. And next thing, she's an escort, right? So I go on stage. I'm just going to call you Matilda now. But when she's in the audience, I always fucking point her out. I was like, yeah, this is the girl I'm talking about.
That's Matilda.
Or
right
if I have
there.
Courtney over there, I'm like, yeah, she's a porn star. And the funniest thing is I'm doing a music video. She's fucking filming. And then we went to a fucking porn party. And the next day I'm doing a show. She's at the show. And at the porn party, she told me she had to fucking kick a guy in the chest with her spike heels and give the guy a foot job. I was like, a foot job? I was like, all right, that's fine. And then the next day I'm on stage. I'm like, yeah, so I'm dating a girl that says she's a dominatrix. She's in porn. Well, actually, she told me if you mention me, you have to say I'm a former mattress actress. That's what I call her, the mattress actress.
Wow.
And because she hasn't filmed. I've been with her for like 3.5 years, and she hasn't filmed in 2. So she's like, you got to say former. She's oil wrestler right now.
Wow.
And so that's the thing. So I'm on stage and I'll make fun of her with her story. She don't give a fuck about what I say. So I'm on stage. I said, I'm dating Courtney. And on the other day she was filming. She had to do a foot job. She had to kick a guy in the chest. And so after that, we're at a porn party and she told me that she gave a guy a foot job. And I was like, you gave a guy a foot job? I said, did you wear socks? And she's like, no, I used my bare feet. I said, so on the way home, I had her stick her feet out the window.
Oh, shit. Nice.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I date crazy girls. They tell me the stories. I go on stage, and I just make up a little. Like, you think I actually made her stick her feet out the window?
No, yeah.
They were stuck out the sunroof. Yeah, so that's the thing. You're gonna get great stories if you date girls like that, and that's what I do. And that's how I.
Hey, and now you turned it. Yeah, now you turned it into a money making machine, my man.
Yeah, so that's date stories, that's mob stories, and then I got regular comedy. But everybody likes to hear the date stories, and the girls love. I was at LVSC in November. It was a dead night. I had a whole fucking group. That's how I started. I went to dinner with that girl. She was at LVSC also. I had about 9 girls sitting in a circle, and I'm just sitting there talking date stories.
Yeah, man. Now I can see why you get paid for it. So where can these guys see you and get all your info? Let's put all that out there for you.
So next Wednesday on the 22nd, you can see me and Stella over at the Rick's Rollin Smoke Barbecue. I'm headlining over there. That's 8 o'clock.
Nice.
And then we have our own show, the Stiggs and Stella Comedy Burlesque Show. August 13th is our first show over at the Nerd Bar over on Fremont.
Oh, shit.
That's a 10:30 p.m. show. You got to buy tickets to that one because that's how we get paid. We're going to have a special guest, and you could come and see Stella take her clothes off. Sometimes I even take my clothes off. She yelled at me Monday. I was going to get naked, that we were singing at a bar, and the guy, I was talking about the show.
I thought I saw that on social media, man. That's dope.
Yeah, the guy was just like, comedy burlesque. And they're like, what? The girl does the comedy and you do the burlesque? I was like, yeah. He says, you take your clothes off? And I was like, yeah. He goes, go ahead, take your clothes off. I go take my pants off. Stella goes, Mike, no. And I was like, all right, she don't want me taking my clothes off.
Yeah.
Guy in the audience is like, this sounds like he's done this before. She's like, yes, he's done this before. And that's how we got a couple fans that night from our singing and me, acting a fool on stage. And they're going to come to our show. And that's, I want to bring her in here. I want to bring Courtney in here. And I'll bring a couple of my girls. They'll tell you about how dating me is fucking nuts.
No, yeah, we got it. And we'll get you back on here again another time too, man.
Yeah, so before
time
August
flew
14,
by today.
And I'll bring Stella in here. Maybe I'll have her get naked or something.
Shit, even better, brother. Well, Mike, thank you for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it, brother, for sure.
All right.
And we'll get you back on here. You're a natural at this for sure, my man.
Thank you.
It's been an honor having you on and having you come through.
Yes, nice to meet you in person. I'll pop in Honeys, and sometimes after my comedy shows, we have after parties and stuff, and we'll come through Honeys, and you can meet me, you can meet him, you can meet some of my girls.
Yeah, check us out. Hey, what's your social medias, real quick?
Yeah, they keep fucking deleting me. So right now it's Mike Stiggs with 1G, STIGS.comedy, and hopefully I'll have that for a couple months before they delete that one.
Yeah.
I've lost 5 Instagrams and 2 Facebooks the past 3 months.
Damn, bro. Hey, we'll keep kicking ass like you are, my man, and I definitely want to come and party with you out there in Vegas.
Enjoy this show.
Streets.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks again.
Come on whenever you need me.
Hey, remember out there, party people, Bareback Mafia. Shout out my sponsor. Their merchandise is dropping real soon. Remember, raw dog it if you're not doing it right, unless you're raw dogging. You know what I mean? And everyone, please tell your moms out there I said and that I might be running a little late tonight.
There you go.
God bless.